Hey there, Board Game Brody here with Let's Table It, where we get games to the table, like this one here, The Quest Kids by Treasure Falls Games. This is a dungeon crawler game for kids, but with a very cool way of scoring points. You will choose one of the 4 heroes to play as. My daughter has claimed Skylar because she read Skylar's book. Treasure Kids knows kids and know that they like to read, so they are making a book for each hero, it seems like, at least, starting with Skylar. My daughter loved the book. She told me all about it. She said that she was coming home from fighting trolls and her ship crashes into rocks. She finds a farmer and a troll came and smashed that farmer's house and took the farmer away. So Skylar decided to go help that farmer's family. They go into town to be able to fight, other trolls in town. She gets a new hammer by the blacksmith with special powers and follows the troll's footprints to where they're at. She ends up losing her special powers by thorns that those trolls have, but she ends up escaping, regaining her powers where she defeats the trolls. Now, each hero will most likely have a book, so you'll be able to know more about him. Anyways, everyone chooses one of those heroes, and your dungeon begins with cards flipped down randomly across the board. Green cards are always good. They will most likely give you treasures or ability cards. Gray cards might have an occasional bad guy on them, but they also give you better rewards on some of the ones that don't, have a bad guy on them. And then the red might have a really good treasure, but also could be the biggest baddie in the entire game. Bad guys require you to spend a number of ability cards that's listed on it to be able to defeat them. You will move around the dungeon starting at the front door and moving around any unexplored tile in orthogonally adjacent cards in that way, no diagonal. Players do not have a movement limit, but you can move through explored cards or empty spaces, but never through walls. You'll be gaining ability cards that will be either power, wisdom, or magic. These will be used to defeat the bad guys or gain the special items that you find. A card will tell you that you gain the shown abilities and you'll collect as many as you need. And then when you flip over one of the bad guys, you need to spend those abilities to defeat that bad guy. If you aren't able to scare away the monster, then you can ask a player in reversed turn order to help you and continue asking players to lend ability cards to defeat the monster. If they agree, they will give you their card, and then they will gain a kind kid card, which will give them some type of ability, or maybe some stars, or whatever's listed on that card. If they are unable to defeat, or if you are unable to defeat the monster, then you will lose a heart card. And if a player runs out of heart cards, they will lose their next turn, and then be able to gain a next heart card to be able to continue playing in the future. On future turns, others can go to those face-up cards to fight the bad guys that maybe you were unsuccessful with, or players can skip it until they are more prepared to do so. Special item cards require ability cards, but you can never ask another person to help you. You need to have all the things yourself, and you will take the matching gem and the card for the 3 stars. Whenever you gain treasure, you will then take one randomly from the bag. These will either be worth the stars listed on the top, or if it matches your character, it's worth the amount of stars on the bottom. This is most likely a positive number of stars, but some give you negative amount of stars. Lastly, each character starts with a quest card. They are trying to fulfill this quest and then can complete it for the number of stars that is shown on it. You can achieve one of these cards per turn and will be gaining another one after you complete the one that you have. And the purpose would be to gain more stars. The game ends when all dungeon tiles have been explored. Then all players take 2 more turns to deal with any remaining bad guys or special items that were flipped over but never completed. Players then count up their stars from the completed monsters that they defeated and from the special items that they gathered, from the kind kid cards, from their health cards, and from their treasure tokens. And the player with the most amount of stars wins the game. And, well, that's The Quest Kids. It's an actual good designed game for kids, and not just a simple activity to do like a lot of other kid games do. What I mean is there is some strategy and some decisions that the kids get to make in this game. Other kid games kind of rob the kids of making decisions, and if it was a game, similar to this, it might move to a room and then take random rewards without making things more interesting, like, the choice of others helping out or receiving something special for doing so, or for gaining treasures, which can give you more stars. But there is also a chance of collecting an item specific for that hero, making it worth even more stars for you. So there is a base here and some extra things. Now again, it is a kid's game, so the concept and the rules are pretty simple to understand, but the game still offers the players ways to make decisions. The components are great. I love the miniatures, and they come with the game, and it really makes the game more exciting to control each of these heroes. My daughter really enjoyed reading the book about Skylar and knew some specifics of her story when playing the game. She said that she thinks the next book will be Noah, which was my son's favorite character, so that will be exciting when that comes out for him. We have played Kids Quest matching adventure game that also takes, matching and makes it a more fun way of letting, the kids actually make decisions. Ultimately, these games are great for the kids as they are growing up and being placed in situations where they need to make decisions sooner than when we were kids. So letting them play games like this and seeing that there are decisions and having rewards and consequences is just nice to see, to help them learn from before, it's harder to do when they're older. The game is solid with great components, including the fun jewels that really don't matter all too much in the game, but it's still fun for the kids to see these different special components, letting them imagine something a little more deeper than, a cardboard piece or just the cards itself. The game has a couple expansions for it, and one is coming out, its third expansion very soon, called Realms of the Kingdom, which will introduce new quest kids, new realm to explore, new gems to discover, and a new portal mechanic that allows players to decide what realms to visit based on what abilities that they require. This is just a great adventure dungeon crawl game for kids and families, and I'm impressed with what Treasure Fall Games is doing for our kids that need ways to learn and give them choices, and to do it in a way where there is, an actual game with surprises and ultimately great fun. Again, this is Brody with Let's Table It, where we get games to the table. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We're working hard to bring to you videos like this one so you know if these games are ones that you want to get to your own table.